So, oh, here it is, but we will talk about that later. We are not here for a sales pitch. So, good afternoon, friends. I'm Hugues Despres, and I'm the CEO of Ujet International. And I'm here as the curator and the nurturer of an idea that we hope will become one day another success in the urban mobility area. So obviously, when we talk about success, we talk and we think about a big elephant in the room that we have in our business lives, especially as startup, which is hypergrowth. And in fact, let me tell you a story. When I joined Ujet, I would say a couple of years ago, some of my friends, after a long corporate career and also an entrepreneurial adventure, some of my friends were saying to me, Hugues, what is Ujet? What is it about? And when I started to explain the concept, they started to say to me, oh, it's a startup. And you know what? They were starting to see dollars around my head and thinking that it was all about, growth, growth, growth. And the next question was, how big are you going to be? What is your next figures? So that means 40% growth, 100% growth. What will that be? And in fact, the answer for me is hypergrowth is not a raison d'être. It's not an objective or a main goal. It's more of a consequence of having done the things the right way. So it's really more a consequence of having thought about human at the core. And at Ujet, everything we do is all about human. In how we do it, in how we believe in it, and how we behave it, it's all about human. So let me start by the time we are living today. We really feel that today is the time of revolution. What do we mean by that? It is not about evolution. It is not about creating new ideas or products. We have a tremendous opportunity ahead of us. Borders are flux. Consumers' behaviors are changing drastically. Business models are collapsing. New business models are coming. A certain number of things are appearing, although we were not planning them to appear. So what is going on? It's actually fascinating. And it's the moment that we think is about to rethink the way we approach things. Rethink the way we think about business model. Rethink the way we think about services and products. And at Ujet, we have basically two core beliefs. Our belief is we definitely today have to deconstruct. What does it mean, deconstruct? Deconstruct everything we know. Really leave away the old world and rethink about how and what are the life of tomorrow. And this is what I call reimagining life. We are not about inventing a new product or a new service. We are about reimagining how life would be tomorrow. So let's have a little flashback. If you think about, I would say, computers 20 years ago, and you think about computers today where you see kids of 3 years old just stripping with their iPads or tablets. If you think about cinema, we used to plan it, and then we had to go buy a ticket and everything. Now we can just stay at home and have access to any videos we want in any languages. Isn't that great? So what we feel and what we live is not about having new products or services. It's actually about living a new life with new solutions around us. And that's fascinating. And this is what we wanted to share with you, and this is really the core belief that we have in Ujet. It's not about innovating. It's about changing the way we live and rethink about the way we live thanks to all the technology and the globalization of the world. So basically, what is the playbook that we are following at Ujet? What is the model? And basically, how are we approaching the business? For us, there is 5 key principles. Really 5 key principles that we are following at Ujet. And before starting with these 5 key principles, I wanted to show how we have applied that. So basically, you know that today, our Ujet scooter is an electric scooter, but it's not a scooter, actually. It's something which we have rethink about recreating a scooter, making it more flexible, more adaptable, more, I would say, free in terms of usage. If you want to, you can stand up to see it, because it's very interesting what she's doing. Please, please, it gives some energy after lunch. Okay? So you see, it's a scooter, but it's not a scooter. We call that a mobility device of tomorrow. What it is, it's very light, it's fully connected, it's actually very flexible in terms of usage. And you know what? You don't need to have charging station. We don't need to lock it because it's anti-theft. It's all about thinking about how we're going to move in the city tomorrow and today. And by the way, it's already on sale in Bon Marché in France, and we are coming to a lot of global cities very quickly next year. But what is it about? Is it about a product? Not really. It's about a solution that we have rethink about how people do we want to live. What is the lifestyle in the city? What are the constraints? So basically, we have think about this product about thinking wide and act wide. What do we mean by that? We mean that today, globalization is actually great. We have to think and act global. What does it mean? We should not be afraid about globalization, but we have to think about globalization with human at the core. If you think about it, human at the core, what does it mean? It means that the world has changed, everything has changed around us, but there is things that have not changed. We are humans. Our fundamental needs have not changed. We need to move, we need to eat, we need to connect, we need to communicate. Everything that we do is all related intrinsically to the fact that we are humans. So for us as a playbook, when we think wide and we think globalization, we think that humans are the same, no matter their nationalities, no matter their origin, no matter where they live in the world, they are the same. And thinking wide and acting wide is putting human at the core and come back to the basic needs of human. And then how do we address that? That becomes very interesting. We are in a world where everything has to be at a click. Everything has to be easy, simple. And this is what we call the power of simplicity. Sometimes I've got my engineers, they come with a lot of great ideas, and I said, what it is for? He said, yeah, it's this and that. I said, no, if you need more than one sentence to explain to me how it works, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. So we need to think about the power of simplicity. Even if the back office is complicated, what we need to think about, the solution that we are providing to people needs to be simple and easy. Simple and easy to use. Simple and easy to access to. So really think about, and this is what drivers have used, the power of simplicity. And this power of simplicity, it's not about addressing a product category. It's not about addressing a new service category. It's again, as I said to you earlier, reimagining life, but address a culture change. Don't think about the categories of yesterday. Rethink, and then address the culture change that we are facing. This is also one of the principles that we are talking about, which is all about culture change rather, and it's a little bit cut. So basically what we have to think on top, how to fuel that. Where is that coming from? How are we going to fund our business in order to think wide and act wide? Think about assets diversity. Assets diversity means there is a lot of source of funding. We have our investors, but we are looking also at public authorities. We are also looking at banks, and we are also looking at investment funds. So this is part of the assets diversity. Another element of asset diversity is the people. In Ujet, we have data scientists, we have material scientists, we have designers, we have engineers from the automotive industry and not the two-wheeler industry, although what you saw is an electric scooter. And actually what we do is to really create this asset diversity with people that believe in what we are doing. So it's not about their competencies, it's about their profile, it's about their dreams. Do we share the same dreams? And how can they bring their competencies into the bigger dream that we are all facing together? And this asset diversity is the key element. So if I have to summarize really the Ujet playbook, it's really all about think wide and act wide. Address humans and not systems. Think about culture change rather than product category and services. Think about the power of simplicity in all you do. If it's complicated, forget it. If it's simple and powerful and solve a real problem, then go for it. And go for it in thinking big. So if I had to summarize a little bit the learnings that I wanted to share with you and a little bit the stories and how we do it, there is no role model. And we do not pretend to be a role model. Maybe we're going to reach it to be a multi-billion-dollar company, maybe not. But at least we have something which we are very convinced about, that we are really going to solve with our product a big problem that cities are facing today. There is no joy in moving around. There is no pleasure in moving around. It's complicated to park. It's not space efficient, all that exists today. And we're going to bring a solution to market that actually address all those problems. And those problems are global. And therefore, what we wanted to give you as a message, as a summary, is in whatever you do, reset. Reset everything. Start back from zero, reimagining life, and really think about rebuilding augmented experience for an augmented world, and hopefully a better world. Thank you very much.